Hey everyone, welcome back to Harry Potter Folklore. So today is a massive video because I'm bringing them back. I'm resurrecting the four founders of Hogwarts. This is the video you've been waiting for, so let's do it. Hogwarts School of Witchcraft and Wizardry is one of the most famous wizarding schools in the world, and it owes its existence to the four founders of Hogwarts: Godric Gryffindor, Helga Hufflepuff, Rowena Ravenclaw, and Salazar Slytherin. These four individuals came together many years ago to create a place of learning for young witches and wizards, and their legacy has lived on through the centuries. But what if the four founders of Hogwarts were to return from the dead? Such a scenario raises a number of intriguing questions. How would the wizarding world react to the return of these legendary figures? What impact would their presence have on the current students and staff at Hogwarts? And perhaps most importantly, what would the founders themselves make of the world that they had helped to create? Well, let's work out how I believe they'd be able to return from the dead. So here is my fictional return scenario. A group of ambitious and skilled wizards and witches, ridiculed for their search for an ancient form of magic, have spent years looking for the power. After unlocking a crucial clue deep within the Hogwarts dungeons, they stumble upon a long forgotten magical ritual buried deep within the earth below. The ritual was created by the founders of Hogwarts themselves and was designed to allow them to return from the dead should they need arise. The group spends years studying the ancient texts and artifacts that they uncover, piecing together the necessary components of the ritual. They travel to remote locations around the world, collecting rare ingredients and gathering powerful magical artifacts. Finally, after much preparation and planning, they are ready to perform the ritual. The group travels to the site where the founders were buried, a sacred and remote location that had been kept hidden, kept a secret from the rest of the wizarding world for centuries. They set up the ritual circle and begin to chant the ancient incantations, calling upon the spirits of the four founders to return to the world of the living. As the incantations grew louder and more intense, the ground begins to shake and a blinding light fills the air. The group can feel a powerful energy coursing through their bodies, and they know that the ritual is working. Suddenly, in a burst of light and sound, the four founders of Hogwarts appear before them, fully restored to life. The founders are stunned by their surroundings and amazed by the many new developments that have occurred in the wizarding world since their deaths. They marvel at the advances of magic and the growth of Hogwarts itself, and they offer their wisdom and guidance to the current generation of witches and wizards. Long ago, the founders made a secret pact that they would return when needed to help restore order to the magical world. They didn't make it easy to bring them back though. The return of the Hogwarts founders would undoubtedly create a great deal of excitement and curiosity among the wizarding community. These were individuals who had achieved a near-mythic status in the wizarding world, and their return would be nothing short of miraculous. The students and staff at Hogwarts would be especially affected, as they would be able to learn from the founders themselves, the people that built this school, something that was previously thought impossible. But the return of the founders could also cause some conflict. After all, the four founders had very different opinions on many subjects, and there were serious disagreements between them originally that had led to the founding of separate Hogwarts houses. Would these old rivalries resurface, or would the founders be able to put their differences aside for the sake of the school and its students? Perhaps the most interesting question though is how the founders themselves would react to the world that they helped create. The wizarding world had changed dramatically since their time, and they would no doubt be shocked and amazed by some of the developments that had taken place, as I previously mentioned. They would also be confronted with some of the challenges facing the wizarding world today, such as the rise of dark magic and the ongoing struggle for equality and justice. The return of the founders could also potentially reveal hidden secrets and insights into the wizarding world. They would have knowledge of ancient magic and forgotten spells, and could offer guidance on how to combat evils that have been plaguing the wizarding world. For example, Salazar Slytherin was known for his great skill in the dark arts, and his return could offer insight into how to combat the rise of dark magic. However, there may also be some trepidation surrounding the return of the founders. After all, they had lived in a different time and had different beliefs and values than the current wizarding climate. Their views on subjects such as blood purity and house loyalty may not align with modern thinking and could cause tension and conflict among students and staff. Furthermore, the return of the founders would raise questions about death and the afterlife in the wizarding world. If they were able to return, what did this mean for the concept of death and the afterlife that had been so well established in the Harry Potter universe? Could the Hogwarts founders give more of a detailed insight into what it was like in the afterlife? Another interesting aspect to consider is the impact that the return of the founders would have on the sorting ceremony. The founders created the 4 Hogwarts houses based on their own beliefs and values, but they would now be faced with the reality that their system was not perfect. The founders themselves could provide insight into how to improve the sorting process and ensure that each student is placed in a house that aligns with their true nature and potential. Additionally, the founders could also reveal the true nature of the sorting hat and how it is able to determine which house that student should be sorted in. The return of the founders could shed some light on the mysteries and controversies surrounding Hogwarts. For example, the origins of the Chamber of Secrets, which was created by Salazar Slytherin, could now be explored further. Another intriguing possibility is that the return of the founders could lead to the creation of a new Hogwarts house. The 4 existing houses were created many centuries ago, and a new house could better reflect the values and beliefs of the modern wizarding world. The founders themselves could be involved in the creation of this new house, offering guidance and insight into what qualities and attributes it should embody. Another aspect to consider is the impact that the return of the founders would have on the current leadership of the school. The current headmaster or headmistress of Hogwarts would now need to navigate a delicate balance between honouring the founders and respecting their authority, while also maintaining the school's autonomy and independence. The founders may have had their own ideas about how the school should be run, and the current leadership would need to be open to their input, while also maintaining their own vision for the school's future. Additionally, the return of the founders could lead to a re-evaluation of the Hogwarts curriculum. The founders were all experts in different areas of magic, and their return could provide insight into how best to teach different subjects. For example, Rowena Ravenclaw was renowned for her knowledge of ancient runes and magical artifacts, and her return could lead to the creation of a new course on magical archaeology and ancient magic. Similarly, Godric Gryffindor was a skilled duelist, and his return could lead to the development of a new course on defensive magic. It's also worth considering the impact of the return of the founders would have on the wider wizarding world. Their return would likely attract the attention of the Ministry of Magic and other important figures in the wizarding community. The ministry may seek to control or limit the influence of the founders, while others may seek to exploit their knowledge for their own gain. The founders themselves may also have their own opinions on the current state of the wizarding world and could become involved in important issues and debates. The return of the founders could also lead to a re-examination of the values and beliefs that underpin the wizarding world. They were all strong-willed individuals with their own unique perspectives on magic and society, don't forget, and their return could challenge the current status quo. For example, Salazar Slytherin's belief in the superiority of pureblood wizards and witches could clash with the current push for equality and inclusion in the wizarding world. However, his return could also shed light on the origins of this belief, why it happened, and potentially offer a path towards reconciliation and understanding. There you have it, everyone. That is my video on what would happen if the 4 founders of Hogwarts returned to the wizarding world. Let me know what you think down below. If there's anything that you feel I left out, let me know in the comment section. Thanks again, look out for my next video.